Tim Stieber, the Executive Director of Yamhill Soil and Water Conservation District, and we have Dave Cruikshank here, the owner of the property we've been conducting the Woodland Tour at for 50 years now. And what we want to do today is talk a little bit about the history of the Woodland Tour and maybe why we've done it. Dave?
Well, as I remember, a small woodland owner up out of Carlton, Hugh Hickerson, the county agent at that time, and my father, Ross Cruikshank, kind of started this program. As I remember, they were copying a program that was done similar to this in Clackamas County. Hugh Hickerson had been to that one in Clackamas County and thought it was something that would be a good educational program for here in Yamhill County. So as I remember, that's how and when it started.
Mm-hmm. And then apparently it was started through the extension system in Yamhill County, and then as they began to work on other things, the Soil and Water Conservation District stepped in after about 10 years and has maintained and kept the program going ever since.
Yes, that's exactly as I remember it. I think the Extension Service was starting to have some budget problems, and the loss of Hugh Hickerson, and it kind of left their apron, and that's when Soil and Water became the group that was behind it.
Right. Really what the Soil and Water District has done with the Woodland Tour has been to maintain good ties with all the different partners that have really done the bulk of the teaching at the different stations. And so over the years we've had very strong support from the Oregon Department of Forestry, the local Sheriff's Department. We've had Oregon Forest Products industry has come and supported some of the stations with the teaching, as long as USDA Natural Resources agencies has been the actual people to deliver the program, but the district has maintained those ties to pull those people together every single year, and it's pretty amazing we have been able to do it as many times due to the weather in the spring in Oregon. But sometimes we have problems with the weather getting people in and out of here.
But in 50 years, I think we've only been rained out twice.
Yeah.
Which is pretty phenomenal.
Right. We get in and the buses somehow get in. If not, Dave can pull them out with his tractor. And over the years, we've had a number of people that have been here for just about that whole time. And this is the first Woodland Tour, to my knowledge, that Stan Christensen hasn't been around to be part of. At least to my knowledge, I've been here for 11 years.
And I might add that you kind of wonder sometimes if we do any good with a program like this, but here about 5 or 6 years ago, I had a young man come up to me and said, "Are you the Cruikshank that has the Woodland Tour?" And I said, "Yes, I would be." And he said, "I became interested in forestry, and I'm getting my forestry degree because of that tour." Mm-hmm. So it kind of makes you feel good that you actually are doing some good and reaching some people about natural resources.
Yeah, another similar person who had gone through the Woodland Tour maybe 10 or 12 years prior came up to me one time at an event and started telling me that he still memorized the soil forming factors for soil from the Woodland Tour from 12 years before. So I think part of the power of bringing kids out into the woods and getting them away from the classroom makes it a little more memorable for them. So at least we're hopeful that we can continue this kind of a program for kids.
Yeah, and I've had parents come up to me and say that, I went through it as a kid, and my folks went through it as a kid now, so we're getting into the third generation of people in families that have gone through the tour.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of neat to be able to continue a program like that. And there's different ways that you can reach large numbers of people. You can either try to do broadcast media, or you can just stand in one spot and try to have the community pass you by as they go through. So every 5th grade kid that is able to come to this is basically reached, and you just reach next year's crop of kids, and you just keep working on it in that way.
How many kids do you think we average a year, Tim?
Well, it's definitely over 500 kids a year. Some years as high as 700, but generally between 500 and 600 kids a year go through the program. So over 50,000 kids just in our local community that would make math, put the math to that.